Hello and welcome to Game of Gnomes, our first podcast ever. We are a group of adult men who gathered together in a small room to imagine our lives as gnomes. The players are all level 0 and are playing a homebrewed version of D&D 5e. Please enjoy as you follow us on our adventure.
Fine, we're any help.
Whatever stuff you have, keep it contained because management doesn't like that.
Duh. I go.
Felgrim, roll for perception.
4.
Okay, so before I tell you what you're noticing, what are you going to do, Yebis? Now that it sounds like you're kind of fed up with what he's
he's
saying.
not helping me. The break just ended, so I know enchanting will be coming back soon. So I'm just gonna head off that way and wait for just someone to come back to the department.
Okay. So as he walks away, he's holding it on his shoulder.
Oh wait, before I do that, is there a phone nearby?
There's a phone next to all the elevator entrances. You're the only one who has their personal phone besides management.
Okay, I want to call. Can I call my boss? Do I have a boss?
Yeah, you have a boss. That's the one who keeps saying, "Hey, it's me."
Yeah, I don't know his name. I call my boss.
Okay, so your
break just ended, right?
Yeah. So
he might not be back yet.
It does take a little bit because everyone's in the break room.
Okay, I'll wait by the phone for a couple minutes and maybe I'll leave him a voicemail.
Okay.
Call.
Was any of the residue left behind?
So as he was walking away, you noticed that he's leaving every now and then drops of this juice that's been trailing. And you also notice that the head of the mop is starting to smoke a little bit as he's walking away. Do you let him know, or do you just let him go his merry way?
I'll just let him go. But
All right.
I'll take a glass vial and I'll start collecting.
Okay, so you take a glass vial and you scoop it up. It's a good amount, and you just notice that immediately the glass vial grows in size 2 times its size. So it went from about a little, a handful of like a little circle about as big as a pencil, and now it's as big as a big marker or something like that. So you notice that the properties that this thing has, it changes things. And so how do you close it? What are you going to use, a cap or a cork or?
Well, if it's a marker, size of a marker, then someone's going to have some wine stash around here. Let's take the cork off of that.
You just gonna have that.
Let's see who's got what.
I know someone drinks in this department.
I smelt it on my breath.
Smelt it.
So you remember that there's only one person who drinks celebratory wine, and that's your boss, the one who was giving you
perfect
crap earlier.
You won't need it.
So you're gonna go into his office and so you go into his office. You don't know where the wine is, so you enter the room, and there's just his desk and a picture on the top right of him drinking his celebratory wine as everyone's under him working. It's only him. He's just he's drinking and he's putting a thumbs up to all the workers who aren't drinking or celebrating with him. He's just doing it alone.
Let's investigate the room.
Okay. So you could go ahead and roll for perception.
Not investigation.
Let's start with perception.
Okay. Oh!
1. So taking a look around, everything looks exactly as I explained it when you entered, so you didn't notice anything that seems amiss. So is there anything in particular you're going to investigate? The only thing that stand out are his desk and the painting. That's it.
Let's see. Let's check the desks.
All right. So go ahead and roll for investigation this time.
4.
All right. So you start looking through all of his drawers. The first drawer that you open, you notice a file that says top secret, management only.
Whatever.
You close the drawer. You open up the next one, and it said, it's a magazine that has orc that all that she's wearing is a loincloth.
Useless. Close it.
Close it. You open up the last drawer, and you see a little vial roll out that has even more of the blue goo, and it's corked.
Oh, okay. I take that one.
And what do you do with your old one? You keep it too?
No, I put it in
Okay.
the desk. Uncorked.
Okay.
He'll know what to do with it.
He'll find the torque.
So you just so how do you lay it down? Do you lay it down so it's like leaning up against the wall, or you just straight up put it on its side so it like is gonna leak out?
Yeah, I just put it on the side.
Okay, so you put it on its side. And then so you go back to your desk and you see people start coming in now. Let's start with Frug. You have an unconscious person sitting across the desk from you with their mini ball like wedged into their skull
I actually
almost.
forgot about that.
Oh, jeez.
Are you just gonna pretend like you're taking calls on the ball again, or
Are there other people around?
nope? No one witnessed anything.
No one's around yet?
Mm-mm.
I go to his crystal ball and I switch it from puppies to porn so that he
Wow.
looks even more guilty.
Okay.
And then I try to sneak off the floor so I can come in with everyone else and act like I wasn't there.
So you're gonna hang out like near the elevator then, or
Yeah.
the break room? Okay, so you're hanging out near the elevator. Everyone starts walking in, and you can roll for sneak.
Get a 1, please. Please. Oh,
2.
it's a 2.
So the elevator doors open, and you're standing right in front of them, and you go, "Ah, I'm glad break is over." And everyone looks at you as if like, "How did he get here before break was over?" People are suspicious, but no one cares enough about you to ask any questions. So they walk into the room.
That's sad.
Everyone starts going deep into the crevices of this never-ending call center or ball center, and you take your seat across from your unconscious.
Yes.
Okay.
And I start taking calls. Actually taking calls.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wow.
you start taking calls from the
balls.
ball, and your manager walks up. So, hang up.
Okay, I go ahead and hang up.
You remember what we talked about earlier?
You were going to give me a raise?
Oh, you're so funny. I need you to come up to my office right now. We're gonna... What's wrong with Jerry?
I don't know. I just came back from break and he was like that.
She goes around the corner and you hear her scream, "Ah! Oh!" As what she sees is horrifying. She rushes to the elevator and she comes back with 3 more managers that you haven't seen before. He was watching this, and that you want to know why he's unconscious is because he was enjoying it so much that he just passed out on my floor. I need him out now.
Oh my god.
2 of the managers leave, and 1 comes back with a box. They pick Jerry up, put him in the box, and empty all of the puppy pictures out on top of him
Oh, is
as
that
they
what's
put him in
decorated
a
in
chute.
puppy pictures?
Yeah.
No, he's just.
They put Jerry into a chute that says "Gnome no more," all with G's,
Good.
and whoom, he's gone. As he's falling down, and they were, roughhousing him, picking him up, you notice that his earpiece fell out and rolled on the ground. After that, Jerry is no more. You immediately, as soon as they close the door and he's shooting out, another gnome sits down in his place. "Hi, I just got hired."
Wow, that was quick.
Fuck.
I need Jerry. That's
New
fine.
Jerry? Okay, I'll take it. Jerry must have been a pretty good guy if I'm named Jerry. What should I expect here? I didn't even put me through training. They just hired me and put me in the seat.
Wow.
Good luck.
Thanks. You hear ring, 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 ring. Hello. Yes, you can have that. Bye-bye. Obviously not knowing what he's doing on the phone. So with that being said, Yebis, your character
I make my
Yebis-
phone call. Boop, boop, boop. I leave a voicemail for my boss. Boss, I have a situation. There's this weird blue goo coming through the pipe.
Hello?
Oh,
It's me.
is this boss?
Yes, it's
Okay.
Boss.
Okay.
What's my name?
Anyway, we have an emergency. There's this blue goo that was dripping from like the vending machines.
All
and-
right, that sounds like something that you need to clean.
Hold
Why
on.
are you calling me? You've
This-
never once asked permission to do your job. The 6 years you've worked here.
This is an emergency. This stuff it's like eating away at the floor. It's phasing coffee mugs into walls.
Phasing?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna need you to come to my office right now.
What do I do with this mop I have? It's contaminated.
Contaminated? It's a mop. Just put it in your closet.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna ask Enchanting. Meet me at Enchanting.
I don't. You don't tell me
This
where
is
to
an
meet you.
emergency.
Yebis, you don't tell me where to meet you. I am head janitor, and I don't clean. I tell you where to meet me, and I tell you where to clean. So you're gonna meet me at Enchanting. And he hangs up.
All right.
So you head on over. You head on over to Enchanting. Right? Oh, hey there, cutie. How the two kids doing?
Oh, my kids, of course, Bobo and Cha-Cha.
No, the other two.
Oh, you're talking about Grungy and Mungus. Right?
Yeah, the last time we talked, you said they were getting into some trouble. Hopefully that all cleared up.
Yeah, they're my youngest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you do a real good job of cleaning up the enchantment pig. So what do you need, honey? You need enchanting?
Oh, we have this issue. There's this goo that...
Just stop right there. Everyone has an issue. Just give me the item, I'll enchant it.
Don't touch it. No, wait. You don't... This stuff is contaminating, like the building.
A lot of things are contaminating the building. We're gnomes. We're very disgusting, dirty creatures.
I
Put
know.
the handle of the broom in the little hole.
Alright.
You see the handle gets sucked in as the tip of the broom touches the entrance of the door, as the whole wall just disappears, and you see a gnome with big hairy arms and a big broad chest and a large beard. Oh no! Male gnome standing before you, and a giant pig covered in slop in the corner of the room with rainbow spots all over it. What is this thing?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Pig enchanted! As she holds the tip of the broom towards the pig's snout, it looks at it and bites it. Bzzz, as the pig just disappears.
What are you doing?
Enchanter! She's rolling in its slop, crying. He was my only friend. He knew the
Can I
true
take
me.
it? I grab the broom. Or the mop, I mean.
No! She pulls it back and starts mopping the slop.
What are you doing?
This thing's incredible.
Stop. I wrestle it away from him.
All right, go ahead and roll for strength.
Am I rolling a d6?
Yep.
Okay. You got a 5.
You rip it out of its hands.
My years of hard work have finally paid off.
Ah! She falls to the ground crying. Oh, my best friend. It's me.
Oh, hey, boss.
Here behind you. What is going on? Where is Enchanter?
Ask them.
Them? There's only one person standing there, and he or she or it is crying in slop, in pig filth, Enchanter pig filth.
They disappeared the pig. Anything that this mop touches disappears.
Give me the mop.
Oh, do I hear the commotion, by the way?
Yeah, you hear all this going on. You hear the Enchanter pig squeal as it just, and it's just gone.
You're running through the
At this
halls.
point, everyone who's taken the elevator is surrounding Yebis and his boss as they're looking in awe at the missing Enchanter pig, which was like the prized possession of Gnome Corp. That's why it was behind bulletproof windows.
Oh.
A little elevator goes meek. And this is, you can tell this is a special elevator because nobody uses this one. And a female gnome walks out. It's Lizmark.
Oh, yeah.
Lizmark walks out. What did you do to the Enchanter pig, Yebis?
I didn't. Oh, you know my name. I didn't do anything.
Of course I know your name, Yebis. There's only 3. There's only 3 of you. 3 of you.
Janitor?
Janitor,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm very important. I don't got time to think about
I
it.
know. It's alright. I know my place.
My brother did this. I know he did this to ruin us. Come to my office, Yebis. We need to talk.
Alright.
They both squeeze into the little elevator, which is only meant for one, and the elevator goes up. And that's the last anyone's seen of Yebis for now.
For now.
So, Dane, that whole commotion just went down. It gave you time to come back from your boss's office. You have a vial of this super volatile substance.
Stash it in my coat.
And you stashed it in your coat with your little tinker toy that you created. You notice that when you stash it, your tinker toy is reacting, like it's kind of vibrating, almost as if it's craving this essence that you have in the vial.
Oh, I forgot to turn the vibrate setting off.
You turn off the vibrate setting and the toy immediately stops vibrating. So you take a seat and then you're going back to work, right? Or what are you gonna? Are you gonna continue working on the fire starter? Because you're just about finished with it.
Yeah, I might as well finish up with that, and then I need to get out of here.
Okay. So then,
Goo is.
at this point, you're noticing people, gnomes. 5 gnomes all dressed in black with dark black glasses walking around, opening lockers and closing them. Opening lockers and closing them. One of them opens locker. Oh! Whose locker is this? It says on the name tag, Felgrim. Felgrim, come here!
What do you want?
Come here! Don't yell at us from across the room! Come here!
I can clearly see you, and we're communicating right now. I need to finish up something.
He pulls something out of your locker, but it's too small for you to see. What is this?
I put on my glasses and I zoom in on
It is another one of your hundreds of fire starters inside of your locker.
Oh, no, it's just a fire starter. That's all it is.
All the gnomes look at each other, perplexed. Why does he have fire starters in his locker? This is a hazard. We're gonna take these. We're gonna get rid of these.
Well, do what you want. They haven't worked anyways.
They start recklessly scraping them into a bag, and one of them goes, and all this fire get launched out of it, and they all immediately stop and look at you.
Well, I guess that one worked. Oh, well, you can sell that one. Someone will pay 10 gold for that one.
Sell it? What's baffled? They just put it in there and they take it into the gnome be gone box and throw it in there and close the gate as it falls down. You hear a slight as it lands wherever it was going.
Everything in there.
Lands on Jerry.
You could have sold that. I mean, that was 10 gold.
Listen, whatever goes down the gnome no more box, there's people down there, they take care of it.
You might
another question, what's with you wanting to sell things? Are you selling company merchandise?
Are we supposed to?
No, those are for the salesmen in the ballroom.
Yeah, we're all salesmen here.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Only the salesmen get commission. They get like 5% of whatever they sell, and they give the rest to the company. So are you saying you've been selling 100% and keeping all of the money that you've been selling?
No, go check with the accounting department.
We'll be back. We got our eyes on you. And they walk away.
With that, I quickly get back to work on my fire starter.
Your fire starter's finished. And
I stash it in my coat.
It does exactly what you want it to do.
And I start heading out.
Nick, you're also noticing there's people in black that are coming in. This group comes in and you notice one of them doesn't have eyebrows and has a sins mustache. I'm already in a bad mood, so I better not find anything in these lockers that is gonna piss me off. He starts opening the lockers. Good. Oh! What is this? And he takes out a sandwich that obviously looks like it's been there for way too long. Hygiene, people! Hygiene! As he throws it in the bag. And then throws the bag in the no more box where Jerry went down. Everyone's quiet for a little bit here. Ooh. And then that's the end of that. He opens up your locker and there's nothing in there. And he goes, your locker being you, Frug. And he goes, why isn't there anything in your locker? Don't you got a life?
There should still be a lot of gnome lightning in there.
He opens it up. No, there's nothing in here. It's completely empty.
What happened to your drinks?
We have a thief.
Obviously, that's why we're searching lockers. Items have gone missing. Frug, We see what you do with the gun. That's really messed up. This place
It's not a
is
secret.
covered.
No.
We let you do it because it has no ammo, but my God, Frug, you need to get some help. A gnome psychiatrist might help you. They specialize in gnome psychiatry.
As opposed to regular psychiatrist.
Gnomes have very special
Gnomes have
minds.
special minds.
As
You know
opposed
this,
to
being
the
a gnome.
psychiatrist that bake tapes.
Anyways, where is your gun? As he's scanning your pockets, noticing there's not a
Where's
huge...
your gun?
And your shoes. We know you keep it in your shoe. Where is it?
We know. Oh, secret to no
I
one.
threw a hole in the wall. There was water coming out of some pipes.
We'll get Jimmy with a G on it, stat. And they walk away to the phone to call Jimmy with a G. At this point, they're talking to you, and Clickerbot zooms up, say cheese, click, and zooms away.
What?
And the picture is up on the big wall of you getting interrogated.
Do I have time to kick the robot?
He's not close to you. If you want to kick the robot, you're gonna have to walk up to him and kick him.
Okay.
Drop.
You chase him.
As
Are you
he's
saying
trying
you
to-
chase him down? As he's
Oh.
doing
Yes,
it?
as he's trying to take the picture of me, I chase him down.
Oh.
So he turns around, and you can go ahead, and I'm gonna have you roll for athletics because this is running and kicking at the same time for a gnome is a little harder than you might think.
Oh, that's racist.
Oh.
6.
Oh.
Okay.
So you run up to the robot with speed, so much speed that the men in black look at you like, holy shit. You're just like, and you kick it, and the robot falls flat on its face as the next picture comes up, and it's blurred, and it's like you see the ground. And the top of his head opens up, and a gun slides out. And the people in black said,
That
there's
was
your
not
gun.
mine.
What do you mean? How many guns are in this place? You're saying that this gun just looks just like yours, but bigger.
Yeah, mine's small.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and just confiscate this and take it. So they go in there and pick it up, and the gnome points it downwards inside of the Gnome Be Gone box and just starts shooting it. Ooh! And they drop the gun down. Got to make sure it's empty before we drop it down there.
Poor Jerry.
He's Mad Max down there.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on in this company?
So while that's happening, Yebis, you're at the very top. And she says, Liz says, Yebis, I want to tell you what that blue substance was, only because you're the janitor and our building has a huge problem.
I see that.
So this blue substance that you're finding is called gnomium.
Okay.
Gnomium is a special substance that is, well, I'm not sure you're going to understand this because you're a janitor, but it's interdimensional substance. It makes things disappear like magic.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I thought you would. And here's a video explaining as she presses play. And you see a donkey standing in the middle of nowhere.
I get it.
And you see the blue goo appear. It said, and in big words, blue bad.
Okay.
Blue mean no more.
Okay.
And the blue envelops the donkey.
Can I take notes?
Do you have a pen and paper on you?
I'll just. I'm okay.
Liz pats your head. Do you understand now? Blue bad.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
The mop that you have has been enchanted by the blue goo.
Why didn't the mop disappear?
Things that absorb the blue goo are enhanced by it. We had someone drink the blue goo. PR nightmare.
Okay.
Let's just say we still don't know where they are. We only know where their feet are.
Oh.
Oh, but, don't worry about it. You won't have to clean that mess up. We got a special team for that in Block 2.
Okay.
But something happened earlier where we were putting it into one of our mechs. Now, the mechs is about the size of a regular human, but gnomes could sit in it just so that they look like a human.
Like an exosuit.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't. Yeah.
How did you know that?
I
How do
don't
you know
know.
what an exosuit is?
I don't know what it means.
Do you watch cool robot movies in your
No.
spare time?
No.
You watch Alien by starring Sigourney Weaver?
No. I've never seen Aliens. starring
Sigourney Weaver,
Weaver.
reach out to us. We'll give you something. Anyways, she shows you a picture of what looks like a regular human, and its chest cavity opens up,
Whoa.
and the head of a gnome is in the place of the head of the human. So it's just like up to their neck.
Yeah.
And like you're like using this robot, but you're looking like a regular human. And in this human, it's incredibly strong.
Wow.
Like you see wizards casting spells at it, and it's like putting up elemental shields that's stopping the damage it's taking. And she goes, "You need to keep this secret, but the gnomium fuel is what powers these robots." Now, a corporate spy from my brother, Zizmark, tried to take one of these robots and we destroyed him. The fuel got everywhere. And it's phasing through the building. Now, you're going to be seeing a lot more of this. There's only one thing to do about it.
How
You
do I
gotta,
clean it
you
up?
gotta bottle it up with something. You gotta put it in something that can be absorbed. We have a special machine that'll suck, like if it was in your mop or in a sponge or something like that, we can fix it.
I do have a question. Why didn't my boss tell me about this if this is like an important part of my job?
It just happened last week, and listen.
Last week?
Your
How slow does info move around here?
Your boss keeps referring to himself as "it's me," and honestly, I don't know who to tell at this point.
Yeah, I know, it confuses me too.
Yeah, he just calls me and says, "It's me," and when I called it, I only get a hold of Gimme with a G, complete idiot, or you, and then when you answer, all you want to do is clean or talk about your 2 damn kids.
I actually have 8 kids.
Well, listen, we need test subjects for some of the gnomium. If you want to give a couple extra kids to us, we can use some.
No, I'm not going to give you kids.
If they survive, full college scholarships.
That's not a good incentive.
Wait, I can't.
We'll send them to our top-tier gnomiversities.
What if you pay me to be your test experiment?
I would, but you see, Yebis, you have a special set of skills that literally no one wants to do. So it has to be someone else.
You have 2 other janitors.
Yeah, but let's just say you're the only one who cares enough to get things done. That other janitor is really quite odd, and he doesn't really listen to me. I don't like him, but I like you.
Okay. I'm not giving you one of my kids.
Well, think about it. As she pulls a lever and the floor opens up and you go flying down. And you're flying down this pipe, which is smeared in grease and blood, and instead of falling, you look straight down.
Can I clean it while I'm sliding? Oh, I don't have a mop.
You don't have a mop, but you do.
Do I have a rag on me?
You're pretty big of a gnome, and you're just like cleaning it with your stomach as you're going in your body.
That's
so
efficient.
Big. So you look straight down, and there's spikes gleaming with skeleton gnomes all surrounded around it.
I didn't do anything.
And last second, it goes, and it goes, and you get pooped out into the boiler room.
Okay. I guess I'm back here.
And you're covered in like blood and grease, and obviously it was a death trap that you got sent down.
Sure, but
for whatever reason, it either goes to the death trap or ends up in the boiler room. So
yeah, that's fine. Well, I got fresh outfits in my janitor closet. So.
Okay. So you're changing your clothes.
Sure.
Right as you're changing your clothes, do you wear underwear? Does your character wear underwear?
Yeah, but there's a lot of holes.
That's a question.
There's a lot of holes in it?
Yeah.
Is everything covered up pretty well, or is it just popping out of the holes?
No, the important parts are covered up.
Okay, so would it be safe to say you're basically wearing a G-string?
Not that bad, but there are holes like the butt cheeks. You can see a lot of butt cheek.
Is there a hole on each side of the butt cheek?
There's like several.
Okay.
Why is this detail?
I don't know. He's asking.
So the gnomes in the black bust in right as
It's
you're
called
changing.
world building.
Oh.
Oh God, man!
How embarrassed.
Why do you have so many holes in your underwear? What do you do?
We don't knock.
We don't need to knock. We're the Men in Black.
Oh. Well, give me a second. I'll be changed in a minute. Can I change first?
No, let me...
Alright, and then I'm gonna keep changing.
Why are you naked? What are you doing in here?
I was dirty. I'm a janitor. I'm putting on a fresh uniform.
The gnomes... we
We don't have a changing room.
They look at each other and they pout their bottom lip. Sounds about right. Janitor, dirty. You're all dirty. Even if you were to change that clothes, buddy, you'd still be dirty.
Alright, calm down. What do you want?
Alright. Go ahead, open up your locker.
Alright.
You open up your locker and they're like, what are all these rats, these pictures of rats doing in here?
Rats?
Yeah.
Did you say rat?
Yeah, these dirty, filthy rats.
Don't be stupid. You know what gnomes
Are you
Are you? Come on. Are you
a rat collector?
Are you being funny?
Do you have 8 rats at home? Oh, look, there's a
Oh.
big, fat, ugly rat there.
That's my wife. Listen, I shut my locker. Is his hand in there or anything?
His head, yeah.
I slammed the locker on his hand.
Okay, roll for strength.
Oh.
3.
Okay, so you slam it, and he goes, oh! And then he, for whatever reason, he didn't move his hand, and you slam it again. He goes, ah! And he pulls his hand back, and he's sucking on all 4 of his fingers. Oh! And then one guy goes, hey, why'd you do that to my friend?
Your friend? Listen, I got work to do. Do you guys need something? I know you guys, you salary employees, have all the time in the world.
Time? All of our time is precious, and you've just wasted it with you and your rat family and your big, fat, ugly rat
What's
wife.
your name?
My name? What do you care?
You have
and they
3?
turn around and they start walking out. And then one of them goes, wait. What about the other locker? And they open it up. And as they open it up, some white powder goes poof, and explodes in their face. And they turn to you. Did you do this?
That's on my locker.
And one guy goes, I'm allergic to flour. As he sneezes, he starts throwing up on the ground.
No.
I leave.
The other, no, you try to leave and he says, hey, wait, you gotta clean this up.
That's your job.
He's throwing up on the ground. Get to work. And they're dragging his sick friend and the other friend who has a broken fingers. They're dragging them both out.
Why did
And they
Jimmy-
say, if you need to throw up again, do it now or else in front of the janitor so you can clean it up. And he goes, okay. And the guy with the broken finger goes, yeah. So there's a trail of throw up going all the way to the elevator, different colors.
Oh.
And at the very end,
Why did he have so much flour, Jimmy?
at the very end of right before the elevator, or right before the stairway going up to society, there's a big disgusting shit laying at the bottom of the stairs.
What? Why?
Oh, they just want you to keep you busy.
Oh.
They want to make sure you're cleaning. And as they're walking out, they say, "Enjoy, Rat Man."
What a bunch of assholes.
So what do you do?
I take a couple minutes. I calm down. Say, no, you need this job. Don't do anything you'll regret.
You need this job for your many children
My many children
and your beautiful rat wife.
and my beautiful wife. So I take a couple seconds. I collect myself.
Dude, when I was like, what? And who is this big rat? This big, fat. The way you were looking at me, it's like you knew. He's like, this motherfucker is talking about my wife.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you take a minute and you're regaining
collecting
yourself.
myself.
Yeah.
And I grab one of the extra mops. And I get to work.
All right, so you're keeping busy. All right, so Yebis is doing that. Frug is actually taking calls now in order to avoid being terminated or convicted of murder.
Yeah, either way.
At this point, I think murder would be safe to say.
Hey.
Jerry is dead.
I assume he had a pulse. It was the men in black that killed him with that gun.
And then Felgrim, are you still so you've created your fire starter, your upgraded fire starter, your fire starter +1. Are you just gonna get to work now, or are you gonna? Is there
No,
something?
I'm leaving. I'm going home. I need to inspect this goo.
Okay.
Ooh.
So so you're just about to leave your workspace, and then the lunch bell alarm goes off. Lunch.
Wow.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a long bell.
Yeah, but we know this.
And everyone
because
gets
we work
up.
here.
Everyone stops what they're doing. They all get up and they all start walking towards the lunchroom. And by this time, you're done cleaning. And by this time, you as in Yebis, and then by this time, Frug, you're also done taking calls. You just finished up with someone who just wanted to talk about their cats. So you're all in the lunchroom, and just like Liz said, there is catering. There's food everywhere from New
Jersey?
from New Jersey, New Jersey Mike's.
Wow.
It's food everywhere from Gnome-trition, and there's a bunch of people standing there dressed up in little Gnome-trition shirts. Yeah, please have some of our salad. It's so good and it's healthy for you. Nutrition for gnomes. As people are getting in line to get the free food.
Are they saying that every time?
Yes, as soon as you walk up to get your food, they'll tell you what you're getting and go, nutrition for gnomes.
Oh.
The food is free. Liz has promised that.
Ooh.
You see a lot of the men in black searching through people's lockers all around at this point. They're finishing up. And since you're done cleaning, are you joining in on the...
Oh, Yebis?
Mm.
Well, I'm done cleaning. And free food? Anything to get a break from eating instant noodles for a day. So I'm for sure going to help myself.
Okay, so you head on to the lunchroom,
Even
and
in this
then...
world we have instant noodles, goddamn.
What?
Even in this world we have instant noodles.
Yeah.
What a cruel world.
I know.
And then...
They're cheap.
Frug, anything to get off the calls, right?
Yep.
So lunchtime comes around, and everyone's gathered around. You notice that there's a woman in the lunchroom. Has anyone seen my husband? He works in the ball center.
Uh-oh.
He hasn't come off from lunch yet. And I also haven't seen him for his first break. Oh, hey, you, come here.
Oh.
I walk over. I'm like, can I help you?
Yeah, your name's Frige, right? Frige?
Yeah, whatever you want to say.
My husband says you're a little off, but I think you look just fine. And she straightens your shirt and pats down your shoulders, removing all the dandruff that was sitting there. What a handsome man! Where's my husband?
I think he's still at his desk staring at puppy porn.
Puppy porn?
Whoa, you're gonna frame him too like
Whoa,
that?
in front of his...
What do you mean puppy porn? He promised me he'd never look at that stuff again.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I don't know.
Wait.
He had
What
puppies
kind
on
of dog
screen.
was it? Tell me, what kind of dog was he looking at? What kind of puppy? If you say French bulldog, I'm gonna lose it.
I think it was a mixture of French bulldogs and poodles.
That's it. And she storms off towards the elevator, going upstairs.
Missed out.
So you came down from the elevator,
I made
everyone's
it.
in the lunchroom, and you're there too.
I need to leave. What am I doing here?
Alright. So you're heading out, and you're walking through the middle of the lunchroom, and everyone are like, Hey, you, sir, I see you don't have food in your hand.
Oh my god, is it the
Yep,
nutrition guy?
it's the nutrition guys. Sir, you look like you need nutrients for gnomes.
I just turn, look at them, stare them in their eyes.
Roll for intimidation.
Are we adding any of these stats, or are we just like we're just rolling straight?
We're rolling straight for now.
Okay,
I think it's
cool.
going to be a little bit more important later, but everyone's level 0.
6.
Oh, okay. So the nutrition girl says, Sir, come here, get some nutrition. As you turn to her and gaze straight into her soul, her mouth opens and she pees her pants. Oh! Oh! And she runs off into the distance, leaving a trail of pee behind her.
Aww.
Luckily,
You walk in, you
I'm
just
on
see
lunch.
Jimmy with a G looks at you and says, "Don't worry, I got this one. You're eating."
Thanks, Jimmy.
So as you're walking by, the lobby is a big circle, and everyone is in lines from outside of the circle going into the center. So the center is where all the lines start.
Mm-hmm.
And since all the food is surrounding the building, Frug is at the end of the line to get some food. Yebis is at the end of the line to get some food, and you're just passing through the center to leave. So in this short instance, you're all standing next to each other, and here comes Clickybot. And he comes on by and he says, "One picture before you go."
I look at him and smile.
I get my foot ready to kick.
I don't even acknowledge the bot.
Click, and then you all the pictures are being posted on this like constant feed in the lobby. That's where everyone is, and you all notice in the picture there's this blue mist behind you forming, and you're all looking at the picture at the same time. So everyone, go ahead and roll for perception.
I got a 1.
I got 3.
2.
So,
2, 3.
instead of going into too much detail on this, because everyone's rolled horrible for perception, you all notice that you're standing in this very light film of the blue goo. As, you know, this right when you notice that you're standing in it, you start hearing screaming. and people's like, "Don't eat the food. There's blue goo in it," and she just explodes.
Oh
Wait,
Oh my
who
God.
explodes?
Well,
Just
someone who's been eating the
Just
blue
someone?
goo,
Someone.
the nutrition, and they're like, "It's in the macaroni!" Boom! And they explode, and it's not a visceral explosion. It's like you hear the sound, but you don't see it. So you hear boom, and then there's just nothing there.
I just start booking it. Like, I gotta get out of this place.
So you start booking it as your feet start phasing out of reality. You're on your nubs of your knees, and you're trying to run. And as Yebis and Frug look at you in fear, you just go boom, and you're gone.
Am I standing in the goo?
You're standing in the goo
Oh,
too.
I try to clean it off my shoes.
Oh no!
I wipe it with my rag.
So you're wiping it with your rag, and then all of a sudden your rag turns into a massive sword and cuts your foot.
No!
You take 1 damage, and then as your blood's pouring out, boom, and you're gone. And all you see now, Yebis,
That
is just all you see now, Frug, is the blood that was there covering the ground. And as the blood's getting sucked into this blue film,
I
it
run
too.
towards the robot and try to kick it.
Wow, that's your priority right now. That's your priority.
I think he thinks he's gonna die, so why not?
So you might as well
Yeah.
get that in.
The,
Alright.
the robot doomed us all, so might as well. punish
Okay,
it.
so roll for athletics, because you're disappearing, and we need to see how quick you can...
6!
Oh my god.
One.
I think I know exactly how I'm gonna do this one.
Oh man.
Frug, you sprint towards Yebis. One of your foot is gone, but you're still in midair as your other foot's facing forward. It connects with Clickybot, and he too is now covered in the goo. And as you disappear, he too follows with you to wherever you're going.
Wonderful.
So, you're all floating through the void. Oh, I got cramp.